I know that's where these lines come from.
I want everyone to see your hoodie. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Binance Africa's Homecoming webinar. I'm your co-host today. My name is Damilola. I am the PR lead for Africa, and I've got Brenton. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I'm co-host today. I'm Brenton Nika, so I'm the Business Development Lead for Africa. And we have a uniquely exciting African event for you today.
Yes. We're going to be discussing NFTs with our African creators. As many of you already know, because we've been talking about it for months and months, Binance NFT Marketplace has just launched. Actually launched last week, June 24th. And we have a wonderful campaign called the 100 Creators Campaign, which is created to support and promote innovative creators from around the world and spotlight NFTs from different cultures. And today we're going to be focusing on the NFTs by our African creators. We have MI, who is a Nigerian rapper, musician, and producer. We've got Wian, who is Africa's foremost TikToker. He's got over 13 million followers, right, on TikTok, right? That's pretty cool. He is the largest TikTok influencer in Africa and a social media influencer and a magician. And we've also got Osinachi, who is Africa's foremost crypto artist. And last but not least, we have Suleiman, who is the director of Muda, the NFT management platform that is facilitating the NFTs for the Ugandan National Museum. So they're going to be coming on the stage a little bit later. And before that, I want to give you some housekeeping rules and tell you how this event is going to run. Obviously, I've already started giving you an intro to what we're discussing. And then we're going to talk about NFTs, the basics. We realize that some of you are crypto enthusiasts, some of you are NFT enthusiasts, but some of you are kind of in between and don't know what the heck is going on. So we want to explain to you what are NFTs, non-fungible tokens that everyone is talking about. So my wonderful co-host will be giving you a short intro into NFTs. Of course, it's not a Binance webinar if we don't have giveaways. So we'll be giving away some NFTs today. And after that, we're going to have a panel with our creators, all four of them, and we're going to be discussing, what inspired the NFTs, the stories behind them, and we'll do a tour of the Binance NFT landing page. After that, Brenton will come back and talk to you about, the platform and, funding your Binance account. And then we'll have a great Q&A session. Before we go into Brenton's intro, I'd like to just say a big thank you to our media partners. We've got 3 of them today who supported us in, promoting this event. Bitcoin KE, My Crypto Africa, and last but not least, Culture Custodian. So towards the end of the event, they'll be saying a few words about their platform. I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, no, quick one. I hope you're already following Binance Africa on social and Binance NFT. So we are at Binance Africa on Twitter and on Instagram at Binance Africa _ and on the NFT platform is at the Binance NFT on Twitter and at Binance NFTs, Binance NFTs on Instagram. So my colleagues are going to be sharing that on YouTube, on Facebook, so you'll be able to see the links to these platforms. Brenton, before we start, are we going to bring our speakers to the stage or should we go straight into the intro just to say a quick hi? Which do you think?
No, I think we should definitely. Unfortunately, Dami, as much as we like to think we're the stars of the show, I think everyone's really showed up to see our artists today. So before we get into today's agenda, maybe let's bring our artists on stage, just give everybody a hello. At least they really are here.
Yes. We're not just teasing you and lying. So our producer behind the scenes, can you bring onto the stage MI, Suleiman, Wian, and Osinachi. Hi, Wian. Hi, MI.
Nice.
How are you all doing today?
Hello, Damilola.
Hi.
Hello.
It's been a busy few weeks for you, right? Minting your NFTs, getting used to the platform, and we obviously can't wait to hear more about that. Do you have any quick things you want to just say to the audience here? I'm sure a lot of them are your fans, just before Brenton gives us, the intro to NFTs. We can start with Rian.
Yeah,
we should get it. Go ahead, Rian.
Sorry. Yeah. No, thank you guys so much, for having us. I mean, this is a massive opportunity. As you just said, it's something we've been looking forward to now, and, finally seeing it actually happen is an amazing feeling. Because I don't know, I had a lot of belief in this from the start. So I'm excited to hear what the other guys have to say as well.
Thank you, Rian. Osinachi?
Yeah, like Rian said, it's exciting to see Binance get into the NFT space as a platform. It's a very respected exchange, and I believe they're going to bring a lot to the space. The space is still growing, so we have a lot of grounds to cover, and it's really important that Binance, with its coverage around the globe, is really involved. I'm excited.
Awesome, thank you. Suleiman?
Well, I guess the other two have said it all. It's exciting. NFTs are the future, digital assets are the future, and I hope everyone gets this place when they have learned quite a bit and know what is next for them.
Absolutely. NFTs are the future, and they're already revolutionizing the art world, but obviously the music space as well. So Emma, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us today. Can Emma hear us? Yes.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Did you call my name? Sorry, I didn't.
Yes.
I was waiting like a good boy. Honored to be in such a prestigious company. Shout out to Binance. I always fear being like the guy that doesn't see like the wave coming, and so there's a comforting feeling about being in this group and being like, I'm part of whatever is going to come next, and it's really exciting, right? Every conversation you have, you're both excited, you're learning, you're it's like, it's an amazing opportunity. Thank you guys for having me here.
Absolutely. You guys are actually the pioneers on the Binance NFT platform. You are the first, set of creators. You and the other 100 creators, launching the platform for us. I love the dance. So it's amazing. And you guys are the leaders. So we're going to go straight now into what are NFTs, and we'll come back to asking you guys a few more questions about, your NFTs and what inspired it. But Brenton, please take it away. Tell us all about NFTs. In layman's terms, of course.
In layman's terms. They always have to just rein me in a little bit because I do get quite excited. But for all of you, probably very few of you who are just like, hey, there's an event. And you decided to show up today having no idea what NFTs are. Well, NFTs have been all the rage in the crypto space over the last year already. I mean, wherever you go, you would have heard this acronym, NFT. But what does it actually stand for? So an NFT is a non-fungible token. And put very simply, fungibility means if I give you something and you give me something, I'm in the exact same position. So it's not unique. So let's take a $10 note, for example. If I give you a $10 note, and you give me a $10 note, I don't really mind because it's the same thing. Those two are fungible. So if something is non-fungible, it means that it's completely unique, right? Because if I had to give my friend, FIFA 2021, and he had to give me FIFA 06, that wouldn't really be a fair trade, right? So this really brings us into this new evolution of cryptocurrency where if I give you a Bitcoin and you give me a Bitcoin, well, firstly, we're very generous. But secondly, we're both in the same position because it doesn't matter what Bitcoin I have. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. But by putting this principle of non-fungibility or uniqueness on the blockchain, we've now created the next iteration of value in the space. So a non-fungible token is just a cryptographically secure and unique digital token that exists on the blockchain. And I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but the way to think about it is pretty much as a digital collectible, right? So sometimes late night on TV, we see these funny TV shows about people, selling really rare things that they found in their attic or their basement for exorbitant amounts, right? Because they're collectible items. Things like a unique mint condition baseball card. So we understand why it's unique because it's really rare and you can prove that it's authentic and it's rare. And NFTs have allowed us to do exactly the same thing, but in a way where we can now do it on the blockchain and we don't need appraisers, we don't have gatekeepers preventing us from trading across borders. So NFTs are really like all of our audience have said, a way to change the game in sectors from art to your metaverse or your digital worlds, where you can buy NFTs that represent land. You've obviously got the art pieces we're going to show you today. So NFTs can be both digital or they can be physically backed. So you can have an NFT that proves that you own the Mona Lisa, but there's still the physical Mona Lisa painting. And then you can have a completely digital NFT, which a lot of our artists have opted for, where the artwork is actually in the token itself. So enough on the academic definition of what an NFT is. They really are just referred to as digital collectibles. And they're unique crypto tokens that can be used to represent real world assets, like real paintings, or completely digital native assets, like artwork that is contained within the NFT itself. So hopefully, those of you who just strayed here on a whim are a little bit more clued up on what exactly NFTs are. And just so you know that it is all the rage. I mean, we've seen everybody from Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, to Elon Musk, to artists like Beeple, selling NFTs for millions and millions of dollars. So I think the market is still quite young, but all of you here with us today, both the creators and the adopters, you are really in that early adopter phase. And we're really excited to share with you today about what NFTs are, which we've now done, and to take a look at what creators across Africa are doing in the NFT space. So that wraps up my definition of what are NFTs. And if you're thinking, maybe I don't want to buy an NFT just yet, which I think when we show you the NFTs on the platform, you'll change your mind. But if you don't want to buy an NFT just yet, Binance Africa wouldn't be complete without a giveaway. We all know this. And today is no different. So we are giving away 20 customized NFTs today to the first 20 participants. So these are unique African NFTs. I've seen them. They are absolutely beautiful. And like we said, we're giving away 20 NFTs to the first 20 participants. So what do you do to enter? Well, my colleagues are going to drop that competition entry form in the chat right now. But basically, you've got to do 4 things. And remember, it's the first 20, so get going. You've got to like and retweet the pin post. You've got to tag 3 friends to like and follow at Binance Africa and at the Binance NFT. You have to buy some crypto using your card or P2P for at least $10. And you've got to drop a question for any of the African creators. So it might sound like a lot, but remember, you got to hustle to get that NFT. So 20 of you will be walking away with unique Binance Africa NFTs today. All you've got to do is follow the instructions in that entry form. So I know a lot of us are now excited. There will be NFTs from our artists available today. There's 20 free NFTs available today. What more could you really want? And now let's go back to Dami to chat a little bit to our African creators and find out exactly what inspired them, what their journey was like, and if they have any advice for potential or prospective creators out there. Dami?
Great.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Great. So, Brenton, thank you for that really short and simple and straight to the point explanation. So we're going to bring up to the stage now our 4 NFT creators, MI, Suleiman from Muda, Wian, and Osinachi. Hi, guys. So as to everyone who's just joining the event, as I mentioned, this is going to be more of a panel discussion, and then later on we'll definitely let you all behind, the audience ask questions to, these creators. I know a lot of you are fans of them. So I'm going to call names and direct you guys like that. So don't worry, I'll highlight who I'm speaking to. I guess the first question that everyone wants to know is, what inspired you to create an NFT? And I'm going to start with Osinachi because you're actually a digital artist. So how did you get into the NFT space? And what inspired you to create an NFT on the Binance marketplace?
Okay, I've been creating digital arts for over 14 years now, since my secondary school. But then it turned out that there wasn't this regard for digital art, which of course didn't bother me. I kept doing what I wanted until the blockchain surfaced. And then in 2017, I discovered the NFT space, and I felt, yeah, this is the ideal space for digital art. Now, digital art can be valuable. People are going to see it the way they see traditional art, and that is how it's done so far. The crypto art, sometimes there is this argument in the space whether what we're making as artists in the space is crypto art or NFT space. Some say NFT is a technology and all that. But then the crypto art that I've made, or the NFT art that I've made and minted on the Binance NFT platform, it's about play, because in my work I like to go back to how it was when I was a child and how it is now, and obviously how I want it to be in the future. So basically it's about play. I noticed that for millennials and Gen Zs, people of my age range, there is this excess workload that is piled on them. I mean, people are doing 9 to 5 every day, and there's hardly time to take a break and relax and just have fun. So you hear people talking about their workplaces stressing them and all that. They have their laptop, they have their devices, always on their devices, working. So I felt, why not make something that reflects on how it used to be for us as kids, when we used to go to the beach to make sandcastles, when we used to look after animals, just get an animal, catch an animal and just pet it, have it as a pet and look after it. But then not as children now, but as adults that we have become. So really, that is what these works tend to look at, the need for us to go back and be kids again. Let's have fun.
Awesome. Awesome, thank you. I actually want to ask you a follow-up question on that before I go to the other creators. Something that you always say, and I've noticed on your social, is that NFTs isn't just about money. There's more to it than money. Can you talk to us a bit about that and why you keep saying that, and why it's important that people know that about this important industry?
When the NFT space emerged from 2017 to 2018, we had crypto art pieces selling for as little as $5, $10, $50. Now the creators, the OGs, were making these art because they were making this art out of the love for the art that they are making. It wasn't about the money. Yes, we're all excited about this platform that is more than Instagram, where we can show our work and probably sell it to someone. But it wasn't about the money, the lure wasn't the money to enter the space. But then with the boom that we've seen, especially with People Christie's sale, a lot of people are now thinking, oh, $69 million for a digital artwork. I am myself, I'm an artist. I've been making art since primary school. I was doing my sketches, I was drawing. I can do this. And because it's a decentralized space, anybody can just enter. Decentralized is beautiful that the space is decentralized, but anybody can just barge in and enter, open an account on an open NFT platform and start selling what I tag as authentic art, if you want to even call it art in the first place. And then we've had cases where some people went to steal the works of artists who are not in the space yet, traditional artists, and then to sell in the NFT space. So you see these things happening, and it raises a lot of questions about the authenticity, about the genuineness of these people who are entering the space right now. I mean, there are people who are entering the space with the genuine intentions, but then there's a lot of attention on the money. so that people are not paying attention to the art being made. Because we need to talk about the art being made. What is the art about? How is this technique so beautiful? How is this aesthetics what it is? We need to talk about that. It's not just about this piece selling for $35,000, selling for $50,000. I mean,
Right.
let's talk about the numbers and talk more about the art being made.
Okay. Leanne, I wanted to ask you as well, what inspired you to get into the NFT space and join the Binance NFT 100 Creators campaign?
Yeah, I mean, that is such an honor, to just be part of that. I mean, Binance is the biggest one in the world. Well, originally, these two guys from a company called Blue Tick reached out to me. I've heard of NFTs. I wasn't sure what it was. And they explained it to me, and they had this crazy idea, and I just loved it. I mean, I have had so much. I was privileged to have like a lot of success on TikTok. As you said earlier, we have now grown to 13.5 million followers, and we just thought, we want to give the followers something that benefits, because it benefits the creators, but it also benefits the followers and crypto enthusiasts. And we just thought that they had this incredible idea of, since as you guys just spoke about digital art, we thought, because my thing is magic tricks, how about we do something with playing cards where I'm the king, or I'm the ace, or I'm the joker. And I mean, I just thought that is such a genius idea. And I saw so many of like the top guys that I looked up to, guys like the YouTuber Logan Paul, guys like Gary Vee. For those who don't know who he is, he's a very famous American businessman, also a huge social media presence. And I mean, I saw them getting involved in this, and they have a lot of faith in it, and they've been so successful with it. And I just thought, we have to do something great. And the guys from Blue Tick, they just had incredible ideas, and I thought this is definitely something to hop on.
Awesome, thank you. So Suleiman, you actually have an even more unique experience here, because you are the director of Muda, which I think I already said before is an NFT management product, and you're facilitating the display of the artifacts from the Uganda National Museum. So tell us about how you got into this space, launched your company, and how did the partnership with the Uganda National Museum come about?
Well, I've been in crypto for quite a while, about 3 years now. We actually, when we began, the space was still very small. It was actually around the time when we got to invite CZ, the CEO of Binance, to Uganda. He came, set up Binance Uganda, which was actually one of the first fiat Binance gateways in the world, I believe. And so when I saw Binance setting up an NFT marketplace, I thought due to that history, it would be great to be one of the initial creators, because the launch of the Binance NFT marketplace was just with 100 creators from around the world. And so because of that history, I knew we had to be part of it. And so looking at how the space had evolved over the last 18 months, because that's when NFTs really started picking up pace, I think largely because of how the market had been evolving. We've had tokens and ICOs, and so the market had matured to a certain place that digital value could be communicated and could be displayed very well through different types of assets, especially non-fungible assets, because the tokens have been fungible, they are fungible, coins are fungible, but the non-fungible assets, this was their time because of how mature and how large the market had become. And so it only made sense to me to take it to the next level and actually tokenize or create NFTs of artifacts or items that actually have a history behind them. And so that's when we decided to get together with the Uganda National Museum, brought the idea to them and told them, look, the largest exchange in the world is launching an NFT marketplace. You are one of the oldest museums in the world. You have a lot of value locked in this place. So how do we digitize this? How can we digitize this? How can we take African culture, take this rich history and put it on the blockchain? How do we take history and propel it into the future, So it was just a perfect mix, perfect storm. and we decided to go for it. So we got together, got some of the best artists in the country, because I love doing collaborations. We selected the best items in the museum's collection, and we digitized them. And now we're releasing them in batches so that the world can enjoy this African history. And hopefully, this can be a trend across the continent.
Awesome. Thank you, Suleiman. MI, you are so here we have obviously a digital artist. We've got Suleiman, who's been in the crypto space and blockchain space for a long time. We've got Wian, who is a social media influencer extraordinaire. And we have you as well, who you're a musician, rapper, producer, record executive. You have that unique experience in the fact that you're in the music space, not just traditional visual art. So for you, what inspired you to create NFTs and also to create them and mint them on Binance NFT Marketplace?
Yeah, I'll answer the questions with the B part first, and then I'll do the A part. Why Binance and then Binance Marketplace? I think it's a cool idea. I think it's innovative. I think, and just to be in the company of 100 other like super creators from around the world, I thought was an opportunity that was too good to pass up. I sort of now I am doing more and more work in marketing, and I thought the idea was just brilliant. Brilliantly done. I also thought it was a great way to educate young creatives around NFTs and blockchain and ways in which, like, starting a conversation around ways in which technology is going to make a difference for young creatives going forward. I mean, in Nigeria, we've seen how much technology has impacted, music, for instance, music and film, and people can make a song from your laptop. The first part, what inspired me to create NFTs, for me, I think this journey has been more about, like, from the emotional place of nostalgia for me. I think that when I started thinking about what I wanted to do, some of the other panelists have spoken to collaboration and those opportunities. It was also really cool to, like, sort of delve into the digital art scene here and see, like, all the amazing work that's happening. But it's also, like, along my career, there have been projects that haven't come out. There have been, like, there's sort of like cult lore about, and I just thought it would be such a cool place to find little things, like get my old, like, lyric books and stuff like that, and create art from that and put them out there. Less about how much I'd make from it, but more about, like, by the time music gets to the consumer, sometimes it's so commercialized. But really, it starts from a place of, like, just you in a room with a song, and take sort of reverse engineering back to that moment and capturing that moment and putting it, up in the marketplace for people to be able to purchase. And I thought that would be really cool, and it would, be something that I could cross off my bucket list.
Okay, well, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So a lot of you, well, I think other than Osinachi, had any of you minted an NFT before? Suleiman, I feel like because you're in the space, maybe? No?
Yeah, we have played around with them.
Right.
Yeah, we've not really done it commercially. This is one of our first commercial endeavors, but we have done it from a technical level, just to see what the technology can do.
So I'll start with you then. What was the process of brainstorming, the creative idea behind the NFTs and then minting those NFTs on Binance NFT for you, Suleiman?
So for us, really, it was just part of our roadmap at Muda, because we're a cryptocurrency exchange, NFT platform, DeFi product. So the NFT was really part of our roadmap, and it was really just about looking for what can we create that will communicate value and actually add to the space, add positively to the space, enable a lot of people to participate. And like I mentioned, we're Africans. This is a moment for Africa to shine. So we had to get together with the National Museum, just went through the items that they had there and really just thought deeply, how can we digitize this? Because NFT is a way to capture value digitally. An NFT can represent anything: a digital asset, a physical asset. And from our perspective, we see that going forward over the next 10 to 20 years, majority of the value on the planet is going to be digital, right? Right now, a lot of value is in land, cars, physical things, but we're in a digital age. The new generation, for example, people say Africa is the youngest continent in the world. So this generation is going to just look for digital assets and digital forms of work going forward. And so for us, it was really about how do we bring this out best, and how do we allow as many people to understand what is going to happen over the next 20 years so that they can get in early and capture this opportunity before it escapes them.
Great. Leanne, same question for you. This was your first time, right? Minting and creating NFTs. So tell us about that experience.
Yeah, as I said, it was an unbelievable opportunity, especially when I heard the word Binance. Because as I said, I was quite new to it, but I just knew, okay, so we're doing it big. And likewise, to the stories that the other guys have spoken, I haven't done it before. And I thought, if I had to start doing something, because I've always had all these plans, I thought, this would be incredible. But as I said, the guys from Blue Tick, they reached out to me, and we had the incredible ideas, and we thought, as I said, we are playing cards. But then, we didn't just want to do something that is a collectible art piece, although we did love that, right? We also wanted to make something that the followers can get, right? So we had a huge range that we're selling these stuff for. But I thought, well, I take some of the credit, but I believe the guys from Blue Tick, had the biggest part to play. And we thought, what would be something that we can do, right? How can we use magic and, doing magic tricks to make an NFT? I mean, some of these guys, they have art, which is incredible. This is the perfect place for that. As he said, moving forward, this is definitely where the world is going. And I thought, well, what can I do as a magician? And I thought, well, what I do a lot is digitally, right? Doing magic tricks. And I thought, we thought, what about teaching one of my best tricks? So we thought about making a video and a tutorial, and we just instantly knew, okay, that is what we're going to do. So, as I said, when I heard this, I just thought this is going to be hopefully something incredible, and also excited to do it, because, you see everyone doing this, all the top creators getting involved with this, and again, also wanted to be, a part of those top 100 creators. So to know, we're actually doing this, we're actually taking it on. I'm just proud. It feels like, it feels like I'm doing art.
Yes,
like you're making
you are.
Exactly, and now you see it up there, and you're like, okay, so that was pretty much our thought process and how everything started.
Well done on that, because I know that it's been quite successful as well. I see all the bids and I see that it's performing quite well. Soon, in a few minutes, we'll go to sharing all your NFTs on the landing page, and we can talk a bit more about the design and which is your favorite and all of that stuff. But Osin, actually, you're not new to any of this at all. In fact, I remember we had you on our Finance Africa Clubhouse, as well as MI, discussing, NFTs in this space and how you got into this. But what was the experience this time? And can you tell us a little bit about, your process?
Okay, yeah. First of all, minting on the Binance NFT marketplace is really smooth, right? The minting is really fast, which I really appreciate. My process basically is, I would say, first of all, I work or capture my vision like a traditional artist, which is I have something I want to make. I get someone to post for me and use, and then from there, as a reference photo, I create the work on Microsoft Word. I've been using Microsoft Word since I was in secondary school, creating digital art. I still use it now, from the former editions to the latest edition. I'm using Microsoft Word, and I feel that for me is my own way of challenging myself and proving that I can do something with something that people see in a different way. So that's it basically, and then I go ahead to animate by placing layers after layers, which is big work on its own, but it's really nice to see the outcome.
Awesome. So my producers behind the scenes, I think it's a great time for us to go to the platform and show the works there. I think we can also start with Osinachi, since we're already speaking about his work. Just give us a few minutes. And Osinachi, while we're loading the screen, can you tell us about the series? Because I think it's a series, it's a body of work.
Yes.
Love for you to tell us more about each one, and then also how it's going, you know, the auction and the process. Have you got any bid?
Well, nothing yet, which is fine, but of course the pieces are there for whoever wants them. The first piece is titled Sand Castle. It is about going to the beach and just making the sand castle using the sand. You can see the crabs there, you know, which is a usual occurrence. I mean, it's something you often see in beaches, the crabs running around and all that. But the significant thing about this is these two persons who are enjoying themselves at the beach are adults, right? While the person standing is looking at what the future holds for him, this other one is like, hey, I'm not going to care about what is happening in the future, wherever you're looking at over there. I just want to create this and be happy in the now. And this is, like I said, a commentary on how we as millennials and Gen Zs are living right now. I mean, we're living so fast, right? Especially if you live in Lagos. We need to like take a break, and aside from parents, you don't usually see adults doing this at the beach, which is quite unique. So the second piece is a guy trying to kiss a frog, which comes from this tale about kissing the frog. You know, when a girl kisses the frog turns into a prince, and the prince, of course, yeah. But then this is more like kissing a frog in the sense that you are carrying what you love, you know, on you. You still have what you love on you, but sometimes what you love can become a burden, you know. So it's important to like take a step back and try something else, which might not be necessarily what you love doing, right? But you don't know what it will turn out to be. It's like kissing a frog, like in the story. You don't know if the frog is going to turn into a prince, which is like jackpot, gold mine. But then just take a break and do something else that you might not really have liked from the start, you know. Even though you like the dog you're carrying, you love the dog, but then just take a little time off, you know, and do something else. Yeah, and the other two,
how's the connection? And it seems like it's a series.
Yeah, how's the connection is part of the whole series. How's the connection is anyone, if you can just bring that up, anyone who is African certainly recognizes what this is, where as children we picked up empty cans and tied ropes to them, tiny ropes, and one person is at the other end, another person is the other end, and then we put it to our ear and listen to the other person talking, and then we speak into the empty can. The other person over there is listening to us, which is really amazing. I don't know where we learned that as kids, but we saw people doing it, and it felt nice because the voices came clear. You know, I think there's a physics to it, which I don't really know, but what is important is that we were able to do this and enjoy ourselves, which is what we can still do now if we want, you know, although you're going to appear on Instablog Nigeria as an adult doing this, but that's fine. The last piece is The Man on the Window, which is also about taking a break. You see this guy sitting on the window, and his hand is stretched out, and on this hand there's a praying mantis, you know. Certainly he's connecting with nature. As kids we also like used to go into the bush. I mean, I grew up in Aba, so I know I know about this. Go into the bush and look for insects, and just play with these insects, which is basically what this guy is doing here. If you look closely, you see that the praying mantis is moving in the piece. So that's it basically.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking us through that. Let's go with Wian next. Oh, wow, you have a lot of fans in the comments as well that really appreciate your work. Wian, I'm so excited for your magic tricks. So tell us about these.
Yeah, so the ones that you see there are essentially the playing cards that we were talking about. So as you can see, we've got the Vian's King of Hearts, the Vian's, what's that one? Yeah, the Trump card. We've got a Joker, and then of course we have a premium card. Now, as you can see in all of the cards, that is a character or a cartoon or an animation of me, which we thought would be cool because a lot of people are selling cards, and I thought, since we're doing Magic, this is a nice add-on. You can see in the Joker, I'm wearing the hat, which a lot of my friends have been saying that's their favorite card. But my favorite one, if you have a look at all of them there, you'll see, yeah. So my favorite one was the one we made with the king, right? Where I'm holding a sword.
Right.
That was the first one that I also revealed to everyone because I just thought it looked cool, especially since the sword is going out of the card. But yeah, so the whole idea was to also give this to my followers because that's where obviously a lot of people will be interested from, as that is where people know me, of course. People don't really recognize my art as much as they recognize me. But yeah, so that was cool. And then we also wanted to really, and oh yeah, the key point here was that we also, as I said, want the followers to be able to get these as well. So we had a lot of success with this when it came out. It sold out the first day, and then they minted more. I believe the sales went over, I think, like $3,000. And yeah, also there you can see in the bottom right corner is the premium card. And the idea for that was this was going to be an exclusive one, right? So people will be being on this. And the idea is this is either going to be for like a super fan or for a crypto enthusiast. Hence the gold. There's a little sound that goes with that if anyone wants to go listen to that. But this is one that we're very excited about as well because everybody loves exclusivity, although there are a lot available to our followers as well.
I think we lost.
Sorry, can you guys still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can hear you, William.
It may be Dami that's frozen. So we should just take over, guys. Let's just take over and.
Hi. I'm back. What would it be if there wasn't an internet disruption? Something we can relate to all across the continent. Sorry about that, guys. Great. I think Wian was talking about the the premium one, I think. Brenton, is Brenton still there? Great, thank you. Sorry about that. So the premium card, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll basically be, just to give some exclusivity, although a lot of these cards are available to the followers as well, because we wanted to make it affordable. But this will be the more premium one that's available for either a super fan or a crypto enthusiast. As you can see, hence the gold color, so yeah.
Awesome. Great. I guess the next person is Suleiman. So you've got really unique and varied pieces here. Love to know more about the inspiration for each one and how they tie in together with what you are doing for Muda and Uganda National Museum. I think you're muted, Suleiman.
I'm muted now.
Yes,
Hopefully.
perfect.
So our first batch is comprises of 6 pieces, and we categorized them. We have collections within the collection that represent different types of artifacts. And so we have the prehistoric collection, we have the cultural collection, and we have a premium collection within those different segments. And so one of the first NFTs we minted was actually the premium one, but I see Brenton has clicked on the Havu sword. So the Havu sword is from the cultural collection. It represents an artifact that was made by the Havu people from Rwanda, and it's a sword that was made by those people and given to the premier people within their society. So the kings, the royal family, and today even the actual physical artifacts are very rare to find. And so we saw that as a very exciting piece to digitize, and we created it and we put it out there. And so within all these different collections, the cultural collection, the prehistoric collection, and the different types of masks, we have a mask in there. Brenton, I don't know if you can bring that up. We really wanted to first put out a couple of pieces, get feedback from the community, and then see what to create more of, right? So some of the exciting pieces include the prehistoric collection, which include this hippopotamus that was actually alive about 6 million years ago. And so there's some fossils at the museum. And so we decided to digitize the fossil, which was actually the remains of the skull, the lower jaw. And what we decided to do was, because this artifact was really, really old, we decided to create a time lapse out of that fossil. And so the time lapse is from the fossil into the actual hippo and then back into the fossil, right? And this was done just as a tribute to the nature of life. You come from nothing into something and then back into nothing again. And so each of the artifacts have a certain message they try to bring out, and that's actually the theme of this collection, these NFTs that we're bringing on board. So we also have the masks collection. I don't know if Brenton, you can find that, but within the masks collection,
I think we're having connection issues again. Perfect.
am I still audible?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay. And so we also have hairstyles, part of African culture. I think hairdos are big in Africa. You have all sorts of hairstyles across the continent, which represent different personalities, different cultures, different themes. And so this one was really interesting for us. It's from Rwanda again. Rwanda has quite a number of interesting things, and it's one of the most interesting and most intriguing hairstyles that we have on the continent. So we decided to make the first NFT, and actually it was one of the first items that we received a bid on once we launched the NFT store. So that was pretty exciting.
Awesome. Yes, please.
And so from within the masks collection, we have the first one we launched was Maiden Spirit Mask, which symbolizes beauty and peacefulness. It's from Nigeria, actually. Not too long ago, there was Nigeria versus Uganda on Twitter, and unfortunately, the Nigerians won. But so I said, you know what, we need to we need to clap back, and so we decided to start off with the Nigerian masks, which were very beautiful, and hopefully as much fire as the Nigerians brought during that Twitter debate, I hope they bring as much fire in the bidding for this piece. But
I'm
yeah,
sure
so we shall just continue dropping these pieces on a weekly basis and just react to what the community says and thinks.
Well, absolutely. That's wonderful, and I'm really impressed by the variety of work we have from all our creators, and I love how they all represent you. MI, we actually have a lot of questions for you. You've got a lot of fans, and so I'm going to direct a bunch of questions to you now. The first question, I think it's one that we've gotten quite a few times. It is okay. The person didn't give a name, but it's when is your NFT going to be listed? That's the first question for you.
Honestly, you guys don't, when they say like off your mic in Nigeria, I as the rapper, I came like super late in getting it done. But actually, last week I had an issue, and I explained to the Binance team about what's holding up the process. We're gonna get them out this week, and as soon as we do, I'll announce. And I'll make sure that everyone that's following and part of this process knows about it, and we'll push it really hard, and so you guys can get it. And we have a lot of like super dope things lined up where we're really excited about the NFTs we're going to be minting and posting.
Awesome. And like the next, you actually have a bunch of questions. I'm just going to keep them coming. So the next one is, how long did it take you to understand what an NFT is and buying into the idea?
The buying into the idea was short. The NFT thing, like with blockchain and Bitcoin and NFTs, I think that what happens is that your first few conversations, you're just like, yeah, of course, yeah, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly, technology, that thing, and then you ask someone like, okay, what is but I think the idea, because for every artist, I think there's something about NFTs that is natural to the way an artist's minds work. Like you're trying to create a unique piece, right? Even if you know it's going to be commercialized. Each song, each piece of art, each magic trick, each like stand-up routine or joke or whatever, you're trying to create something that's like one unique piece, and then you'll like amplify it and spread it. And so as soon as I was able to connect that, the idea of exclusivity, the idea of creating a one-of-a-kind copy to, like blockchain and the rest of the stuff that I've taken years to figure out, and I'm still figuring out. That was easy. So the NFT part was actually a shorter journey than the rest of it. I sort of have a bad story of a fan of mine that for like 2 years, every day would be like, buy Bitcoin. And I would be like, yeah, but yeah. And after 2 years, he gave up. Like every Monday, he would send me like, yo, dude, please, I love you so much. And I didn't buy at the time, and he doesn't pick my calls anymore.
Okay, so we still have about 2 more questions for you. So the next one is, in the near future, how is your NFT going to be used to bring your teeming fans closer to crypto space? And also, how will it impact your generation of artists coming up in Nigeria? This question is a heavy one.
I know, yeah. I mean, I think, look, the goal of the artist is to create, right? The goal of the artist is to create. And hopefully, as we create, the world changes through that marriage of commerce and art. And I think that part of that journey, I mean, big shout out to the Binance team and like this visionary idea, right? Part of that journey is not for the artist alone. Like the best situations are where an artist can be in a space where you say, hey, go make something amazing. And when you come out, this other side or this group or organization is going to figure out how to sell it and how to get it out there for you. And that's what record labels are. That's what DSPs are. That's what, art showrooms are. That's what like TV shows, whatever. That's what that marriage is. The artist creates and the marketplace sort of, helps amplify. So part of this question, I feel like isn't just down to the artists. It isn't just down to MI Bag. It's what Binance is doing. It's what like the tech world is going to help, amplify. And then if anything, I think the space for fans and the next generation of artists, or the generation of artists that are here, is to keep learning, stay open. Technology is doing amazing things. I mean, I just bought a vinyl player and I listened to it downstairs, and it's amazing to me to think about these records and how they would have to record them at once, and now we can just cut and like you can record a word at a time and make it sound like you've done this amazing rap. But that's what technology does. And if you're aware of if you're aware of where technology is headed, you're aware of like the impact of blockchain. Like the impact of blockchain, I'm going to say it one more time, the impact that the blockchain, when it becomes like fully native to like everyday use, like how that is going to change the world, as it's already doing. As an artist, it opens up the world to you, and hopefully I can be part of, helping people be, helping educating people.
So the last question for you, and we'll after this, we'll let you have a little break. This person obviously has been following you since the clubhouse that we did, and obviously follows you on social. And they asked, you said your next album would be an NFT. Is that still the plan?
Yeah. So I'm making a project that is going to be an NFT, and it's already created. In fact, there are two. The last project that I want to put out is called The One Album. I recorded it first. It's the first thing I recorded in my career. It's 10 songs. The song names are 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that will come a little later. I have a project I'm going to put out this year. There will be another album that I'm putting out because of my contractual obligations, in case the ops are in the building. Yes, that is still the plan. And just one of the NFTs I'm minting right now is actually a video movie, like a movie that we created about a project that was very personal to me, that came out before. We just didn't find the right pocket to put it out, and it's this special like movie on like mental health, self-worth, and people dealing with depression, and that's one of the NFTs I want to put out now. So there's a lot of exciting stuff. I'm still learning my digital visual artist piece. So for now, it's music and collectibles for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you, MI, for answering all those questions. Before I go on to the questions for the next creator, I just want to give a shout out to our media partners again, Bitcoin KE, Culture Custodian, and My Crypto Africa for supporting this event. I guess the next question is for Osinachi and Suleiman. What are the major challenges you face as NFT creators in Africa? Osinachi, can you go first?
Well, yeah. When you talk about NFTs, or when you talk about NFTs as a technology, is blockchain based, and when you talk about the blockchain, of course, you refer to also crypto. But then in Nigeria specifically, policies by the government when it comes to crypto regulation and whatever hasn't been so friendly, right? The other day it was that banks should not process crypto transactions and all, which leaves you as someone who creates NFTs, who creates crypto art, to ask yourself, what am I going to do with all these crypto, that I'm making? Aside from, of course, hodling and whatever, you still have to like liquidate a bit of your portfolio. And how do you do that in Nigeria now? Is through P2P, which is peer-to-peer. And that leaves you open to scams sometimes, but thanks to Binance exchanges, the probability of that is really reducing, where people scam you of your crypto. So policies by the government, they are not so friendly to me as someone who works with crypto, in the NFT space. And then there is for those of them who on especially the Ethereum blockchain, there is the problem of exorbitant gas fee, when you want to mint a piece, a few months back, a few weeks back, when there was this crazy pump of Ether, it was difficult for the average artist to mint their work on chains like Ethereum because of the transaction fee, which is also called gas fee. People had to pay as much as $200, $100. If you're a new artist who makes like $200 per work and then you pay a gas fee of $200, that's really a big problem. But we see solutions coming up in the space, different people are bringing solutions and initiatives to really remedy that. That's about it.
Great. Thank you. I guess the same question for you, Suleiman. What are the main challenges you face? I mean, you're also a company, but as a creator in this space.
Well, I think he has said it all. You've put me in a difficult position. Anyways, like he mentioned, regulation is really a big issue, and combined with that is the general knowledge that the public has regarding blockchain and cryptocurrency and how regulation plays into that, because the regulators are really slow and the kind of messages they're putting out to the public are confusing. People don't really understand the difference between blockchain and cryptocurrencies and the different applications on top of blockchain. Actually, when we were negotiating with the Uganda Museum for this project, they actually, when we had introduced the concept and we gave them the proposal, during that period, one of the gentlemen came back to me and was like, look, we might have an issue here. You didn't tell us you're actually doing cryptocurrencies. And I had to go back and call a meeting and be like, yo, guys, relax. We're not taking Uganda Museum into cryptocurrency transactions. It just stops at blockchain. Blockchain is a technology, and this is how NFTs come into play. And so there's that education gap. That's one challenge. And then just getting the resources, because blockchain is still new. And so getting the people who understand how to interact with this technology, how to actually execute the technology is also a challenge, because the resource, the challenge pool is still very small. But the good thing is that African developers and African creators are very entrepreneurial, and I see them trying to adapt very fast. So that excites me.
Awesome. Thank you, Suleiman. Next question is for Rian. What is your inspiration as an African creator?
My inspiration, that's a good question. Well, I mean, I always say that, especially when I joined TikTok, right? Like, I've been posting videos on Facebook for years. I've been posting videos on Instagram for years, but especially when I joined TikTok and I saw, actually my following grow, which, they say, you put in the hard work and the luckier you get, but I mean, I've been very fortunate as well. And seeing, some of the American influencers that I look up to and some of the international influencers I look up to, and then seeing, my accounts grow and just more and more people know me as someone from Africa, which people aren't used to that much, right? I mean, we've got all these talented people here, but yet on social media, people who I mean, I don't have art, I don't have music, right? So, and we have all these we have world famous artists, we have world famous singers, right? And world famous music, but I just wanted to see that as well in social media. And I'm not saying that I'm there, but I mean, to see that happen was, I think, like an inspiration in itself, because you're proud of, the place you're from, and you're proud whenever someone says, wow, you're from South Africa. It's like, that feels close to my heart. So I guess it just inspires me to know that we, everyone talking here tonight as well in the top 100, just to know that, we're doing something, that is related to our home, right? Because I think a lot of us are used to doing something that involves the whole world. We try to make content or music for the whole world, and just to know that what we are, where we're from, that should be inspiring to us. To try to be the best pioneer in that we can be.
Thank you, Rian. Osinachi, the same question is for you as well. What is your inspiration?
like to say that my work is based on personal experiences, as first of all, as an Igbo person, as a Nigerian, as an African, then as a Black person in the larger affairs of the world. I also tend to look at social justice, marginalized groups. You also talk about single motherhood in Africa. So there are basically things I see around me which I'm not comfortable with, which I feel leads to marginalization. I tend to bring them to the forefront. So you're not going to be surprised to see me paint a male figure that is wearing what is considered to be feminine clothing, because of course I want to bring attention to things like that. I want to talk about men being men in not a toxic way, but in the way that makes other people around them really comfortable also. So just personal experiences based on where I grew up and how I grew up and the things I'd like to see happen in my society.
Thank you, Tinachi. I can definitely identify with that, and I also think that when we even think about crypto and blockchain and how it brings, not only financial inclusion but freedom for all people, I think it's so important, especially when we use art to tell people stories and we push for marginalized communities to be included as well. Awesome. I think the last question is for Suleiman, and then there's a question for us at Binance. Suleiman, what are your plans as an African company to use NFTs to bring development to Africa?
Oh, that's a very good question. So, like I mentioned, NFTs can be used to represent anything, digitize anything. So property, cars, land, digital assets, music, art, etc. Right? Anything of value can be represented through an NFT, and NFTs allow the transacting of value to be done more efficiently using blockchain technology. And so what we are really planning to do over the next 4 quarters is try to create situations, try to create use cases that allow Africans, one, to unlock the value they have, right? Using NFT technology. And once that value has been unlocked, then they can create wealth. They can get access to cheap credit. They can get access to global markets. It can improve intercontinental trade. And so those are the kind of applications we're looking to execute using this new technology. How can we empower the people?
Brilliant. That was actually a really good overview about how NFTs can be used. So thank you for sharing that, because sometimes people think it's only in the art space, but like you said, in the real estate space and in others, gaming, metaverse, and much more. Great. I think the last question is for us at Binance NFT. When will it be possible to put your NFT in the market? I think this is for the other users. So currently, right now, the 100 creators are in the trading marketplace. And at some point in July, there hasn't been a date yet, Binance users should be able to create and mint their own NFTs. I'm sure that the NFT team will put out an announcement closer to the time, but I think it's around the end of July or around sometime in July. For those of you that don't know, the Binance NFT Marketplace shares the same account system as Binance.com. So existing Binance users will be able to access the NFT Marketplace and trade with their current Binance accounts. And then new users will simply have to register on Binance.com and to create and trade on the Binance NFT platform. So it's perfectly synced. My colleagues are currently sharing a lot of guides around NFTs and from Binance Academy. You could also see more on the Binance blog and on our Instagram page at Binance NFTs. Again, I think I'll just quickly share the social media handles at Binance Africa on Twitter. And for Binance NFT, it is, bear with me a second, I lost it. What is the channel? Yes, at Binance, at the Binance NFT on Twitter, at Binance Africa on Twitter. On Instagram, we are at Binance Africa _ and at Binance NFTs. Great. Wonderful. Brenton, it's demo time.
Great. So I think I explained what NFTs are, but what really brought it home, I think, was, Vian, Osinachi, MI, and Suleiman. So if you weren't excited about NFTs after my boring discussion, you definitely are now. So I think as Africa, we have such an exciting future ahead of us, particularly like you've seen, we've got our pioneers of the NFT space. I mean, Osinachi's been here for quite a while, but the 4 people that you've seen will be some of the first Africans on the continent to have listed and sold NFTs on the Binance Africa platform. But as Dami said, they will be the first of many who get to use the Binance NFT marketplace and platform to really get that global exposure and reach. So if you are either thinking about minting an NFT, Dami said there'll be an announcement very shortly when those functions will open up to the public. But if you would like to buy an NFT, probably one of the NFTs you saw just now, then I'm going to walk you through that process. So let me just share my screen. Producer, if you could bring that up, brilliant. So we are hoping by now all of you have a Binance account, and we can see from a lot of the love in the chat that a lot of you most definitely do. So when you log into your Binance account, you'll land on this landing page, and if it didn't jump out at you immediately, this little new sign should have given you a hint that the NFT marketplace is now live. So we've taken a look at that, but quickly remember that you have to have some BNB or some BUSD or some Ethereum if you want to buy certain pieces, right? That's the currency you use. So the first step before you get involved with the marketplace is to fund your account with some BNB, some BUSD, or some Ethereum. So depending on where you are in Africa, you've got 2 sort of main choices. So if you're coming from Egypt, Morocco, South Africa, you're probably more used to this credit and debit card channel here. And you can use this to get your funds in your account, and literally it takes less than 10 seconds. And you can directly go and purchase yourself some BNB, some BUSD, or some Ethereum to be able to buy your NFTs. So let's just say maybe I'm a big spender and I wanted to deposit 10,000 Rand, so I can use $693 to buy NFTs. I would simply use my card and complete this transaction. Simple. And the same, like I said, goes for all of the other countries. Egypt, Morocco, Uganda. But if you're from one of our larger P2P regions, that's perfectly fine as well. Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria. Then you just head over to P2P trading, like you just saw. Go and select whatever currency is it. So if you're in Nigeria and you need to buy some BUSD, you can come straight across here and buy some BUSD, buy some Ethereum, buy some BNB. Make sure that you trade with credible, verified merchants, just to make things a bit safer for you. And that is simply how easy it is to get your funds into the platform to be able to buy these NFTs. And similarly, if you're an artist and you're thinking, oh, well, what if someone buys my piece for Ethereum or BNB or BUSD? Well, this is not financial advice, but you should probably keep it. But if not, you just pop over to the sell tab. And if someone pays you 1,000 BNB for your painting or your digital artwork, you can just come and sell it here. And literally, whatever country you're in, if you're in Kenya, you select KES currency, and you'll see that we've got a very liquid market across all of those markets, a number of verified merchants that you can trade with. So getting your BNB, your BUSD, or your Ethereum is really, really simple, right? You can either use the credit or debit card option, P2P trading, and if you're in Uganda, you can actually just do a mobile money deposit and buy some BNB, BUSD, or ETH. Great. So that is how you fund your account. And once you've got some funds to be able to buy your NFT, then it's time to go shopping. So once we funded our account, we select this little NFT tab here, and you'll see that you'll now be taken to the NFT platform. And there are two main sections that you can browse. One is the marketplace, and that's what we were on. And you can see pieces listed by the 100 creators, as well as people who bought their pieces and relisted it. So we can see here, To The Moon bought Vian's piece and he relisted it. So you can see who the seller is, what the price is, and you can also refine it down into specifically what categories you want. So if you want to be in the area of collectibles, you can come through here, take a look at what's on offer. Remember, all of our 100 creators are the ones listing at the moment. So there are some amazing projects. And then something that's quite cool as well is from time to time, Binance will have a mystery box sale where for 20 BUSD, you can buy a mystery box and you don't really know what's going to be in it, but it could be $100,000 valued NFT. So very, very fun. And as you can see, there are a whole range of NFTs. So you don't need to be a big spender to be able to participate. You can see that there are certain NFTs that are on the lower end, certain that are on the higher end, and you can really go and look for the categories you want. So maybe you love art. You know, I mean, this piece is beautiful, for example. So it's 220 BUSD, and you can go and buy it. So you literally just buy 220 BUSD using P2P of your card. You click on the painting or the artwork. You can check out the full proper artwork here. Beautiful. And if you decide that you would like to buy this artwork, you simply click buy now. All of the money that you have will be in your wallet. You can see I don't have any in this wallet. But even if I don't want to go to that stage first, I can literally just go and buy my 220 BUSD right now. And then once I have it in my wallet, I click confirm, and I will be the proud owner of the Hur Irenaya Piece 26 of 40 Edition 1. That is literally how simple it is. So I know a lot of you are going to be browsing and playing with the NFT marketplace. Remember, our African creators are Vian, Vian Magic Official, Nachi, who is Africa's most popular cryptocurrency artist, with his unique collections here that we took a look at, as well as Muda and the Ugandan National Museum, listing their mask collections, their artifact collections, and a number of other pieces. So support Africa. There's some amazing pieces up for grabs, not to mention that in the very near future, we'll be seeing MI's pieces up as well. So we are really looking forward to that. And as you can see, buying the NFT is so simple. And as you heard from the artist himself, so is listing it. So we are really excited to see all of your artwork, to see all of you purchasing artworks from artists and really engaging with the Binance NFT marketplace. It's so easy.
Thank you, Brenton, for that wonderful demo. And thank you again to our African creators. Thank you for your time today and for speaking about your NFTs. Before we introduce the media partners, we'll just let the creators come back one more time just to say one more word. Hi, guys. So any last words you want to leave your fans with? Anyone?
Right.
Okay,
I wanted to say that I wanted to say that we are living the future when it comes to what digital assets mean and what we can do with digital assets. And it's important that we, especially Africans, get in on the train and hop on the train, because 5, 10 years from now, it's going to be really bigger than what we're seeing now. So whether you are a creator or you are an investor, a collector, it's really important. We're going to be seeing platforms where people will be able to take a loan, using an NFT as a collateral. It's already happening. It's not mainstream yet, but it's going to be mainstream soon. So thank you to Binance for putting this together.
Thank you, Osinachi. Anyone else? Suleiman, I think you wanted to say something. Okay, he's having connection issues. Am I?
Yeah, just this was dope. This was really great. Shout out to the Binance team. You guys are really, really good. And you guys have made this process easy. Wian, I just checked out your page while we're here. If anyone saw me looking down, and I think it's really on Instagram. I saw you. You show the trick from behind. I think that's really cool. So for all the Nigerian fans, go check out this page. It's really dope.
Can you actually share your social media handles actually for people to find you? MI first, and then we'll do Wian next.
On everything, I'm MI_Abaga. MI_Abaga.
Simple and easy. Thank you. And Wian, any last words? And can you share your social media handles?
Sure, yeah. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to MI. I really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from him. I know he's absolutely going to kill it. So yeah. No, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. It was so great talking to you guys. I think anyone who watches this will just instantly be so excited about what's happening. As we said, we are living in the future now. And it's great to be early on this and to just see this actually happening at the moment. In terms of my social media, it's all Vian, which is just WIAN, apart from Instagram, which is Vian Magic. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Suleiman, hi, any last words? And where can the audience find out more about Muda?
So Muda is available at www.muda.tech. My personal social media handle is Sule UG, as simple as that. And Muda's Twitter handle is Muda_HQ.
Thank you.
And last words for me, I'd like to encourage everyone to get into crypto, get into blockchain for those who haven't entered yet. And to my fellow creators, I think we should get together and make one NFT and release from the Binance store, one super NFT for the Binance marketplace.
That sounds amazing. Actually, you guys should do that. Osinachi, please share your social handles. Where can people find you?
Yeah, on Instagram, I'm _Osinachi, _Osinachi. On Twitter, I'm Osinachi Arts.
Awesome, thank you. _Osinachi. Perfect. Great. Thank you all for being here today. Before we say goodbye, we just want to bring our media partners up to the stage. Thank you for supporting us, Bitcoin KE, My Crypto Africa, and Culture Custodian. We'll start with Bitcoin KE. Just a quick 1-minute story about your work, your platform. Is Bitcoin KE still here? Okay, all right, so we'll go straight to My Crypto Africa, no, Culture Custodian, my mistake, whoever. Hi, Florence, we've got Florence from My Crypto Africa. Tell us a bit about your platform, and thank you for partnering with us.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Binance for the platform to help cryptocurrency grow. So we are a media partner that works with Binance, and NFTs are the future of digital finance. And what I would say is that NFTs are practically title deeds. And with the growing rate in technology, which is furthering the growth in cryptocurrency, NFTs are going to make a good deal when it comes to trade and when it comes to exchanges and taking loans in the cryptocurrency market. So here at our media platform in My Crypto Africa will be a great platform for all the Africans to learn about cryptocurrency trade and to learn about how they can use their NFTs and digital art to earn cryptocurrency and trade. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Florence. Do we have culture custodian?
Can you hear me? Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. This is Inem for Culture Custodian. Okay, great. Thank you for having us as your media partners. We are a site dedicated to creating and curating interesting, cool, and authentic stories for African millennials across various categories, ranging from finance to entertainment to pop culture to societal issues and the like. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you again to our media partners. Thank you to our speakers, our 4 African 100 creators. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you to my colleagues, Brenton, for being a wonderful co-host, and the rest of the team backstage. Thank you for the great work. And obviously, more importantly, thank you to our audience. Thank you for joining, for your wonderful questions. And as we said, head over to Binance.com/NFTs to basically start trading NFTs. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening wherever you are across Africa. Until next time.